Hey guys, it's me James, and I'm back with Academagia, and there's a new look. I did a video about this a while ago, but Academagia finally came out on Steam. It was a long wait for it, but it's finally here, and the price is much better than it used to be. I forget what it is, but it was better than the $25 or $30 I spent years ago. I want to say it might be like 20 or 15 nowadays. And with the Steam release, it came with this new look, which is very nice. And you can actually modify this however you want. So let's just say I wanted that there, this here, and you know what? This needs to be bigger if it's over here. This, that can go over there. What's more important is that. Can I enlarge this? Nah. So yeah, there's a lot of customization now. And when I first did that video, if you didn't watch it, one of my problems was it was very easy to accidentally, like right here, I was trying to do the scroll bar here, which I don't even think I can do, and I moved the window. But they added in this nice lock layout, so everything now stays in place if you want. But for right now, I'm going to stick with the default and see where that takes us. Maybe later on when I'm a bit more comfortable with this moving things around, I'll find out what's more suitable for me. And we're actually going to lock that layout. So I'm going to be a little bit scattered brain here because the last time I recorded was in April. And all of May, I was moving from one state to another. So I may not remember exactly where we are in the game. But I'm just going to do my best to move us along. I haven't looked up anything. I know we're in a clique. We're the detectives of Academagia. And we have our friend here, Prudence. I'm going to look up her adventure later and see what kind of skills we need to do it. But that was something I was supposed to do last time, but again, with the moving and everything, I just didn't have the chance. So we're just actually going to see what happens. It's Saturday and Sunday, so I believe we unlocked that new library. Longshade, yes. So actually, I'm going to take a minute here and check my skills. Gotta relearn how this works now. There we go. Oh, that's interesting. You can now be in the negatives when it comes to skills. Huh. That's interesting. I don't think it was like that before. Let's focus on dialectic. So we'll study at the Library of Longshade. We will also study at the regular library, which I think is this one. And we usually do the adventure on the weekends, so let's do that. There we go. Man, this new look is so nice. Okay, so this is for the Library of Longshade, so dialectic and sleuthing. Because that sounds like something a detective cop would want. We are also going to expand our dialectic study level. Get that to 3. And for the adventure, let's see how this menu looks. Request a meeting with the mentor. Owen Sung, I believe. So yeah, hopefully Saturday goes well. Ooh, this is very interesting. Can I still make it larger? Yes, I can. Let's do that so the video looks a little better, hopefully. And, okay. Feeling that the time is right, you send Owen a note telling her you've studied enough of duel conduct to be prepared for the next meeting. Surprisingly, it takes several hours for Owen to reply, and when she does, she asks that you meet her at the garden gallery. Interestingly enough, she makes a specific point in her note to ask you to bring your wand. Not that you'll ever forget it, her note says, but just make sure it's easily accessible. Wondering what Owen has in store for you now, you wander out to the garden. Not seeing Owen, you sit down at the bench and wait patiently. As a small breeze plays through the gallery, the sound of flapping parchment catches your ears. Curiously, you look around and find a small piece of parchment attached to the bottom of the bench. You reach under and pull out the parchment. As you unravel it, you know Owen's handwriting and a sketched map. Rune, meet me here. Make sure your wand is accessible. Following Owen's hastily scrawled map, you make your way to the Dueling bridge and find Owen as well as several other older students, clumped around one end of the bridge. At the other end is an equally large group. Owen waves you over as she spies you, and you come in on the last part of the conversation. I'm telling you, it needs to be first blood, one of the older students says. Another shakes his head. No, Quintus is a better spellcaster than you. It needs to be wound. The argument seems set to continue, but your attention is captured by Owen, who snags your arm and pulls you a few steps to the side. Thanks for coming, she says. I wanted you here to see this, but more importantly, they had a first year coming, so we needed one to help balance the groups. Don't frown, she says, seeing your consternation. I wasn't using you or anything. I needed to teach you about duels, and there's no better way to learn than to see one, except for being in one, of course. She glances over her shoulder at the ongoing tactical debate, and then offers you an apologetic smile and says, listen, I need to get back to the wars? That's a weird way to say I need to go talk about strategy, but I'll make sure someone talks you through what's happening. Thanks again for coming, and let me know when you're ready for our final lesson. Ooh, we're almost done with the tutorial. She sprints off, inserts herself into the debate, and apparently settles it instantly. Then she points towards you, and a member of her posse starts ambling your way. The student who had advocated first blood sticks out his hand. I'm Ignis, Ignata's brother. You're Rune? Seeing you nod, Ignatus continues. Owen told us you were coming. I think it's great that she's willing to take on another student. Most people would have told the legate no, but she's got too big a heart for that. Owen asked me to explain a few things to you about dueling while we wait. So if you don't mind, I'd like to start. Without giving you a chance to accept or deny, Ignatus begins with, as you probably know, I'm going to be doing this fucking voice for a while. As you probably know, there are a bunch of forms and rituals that have to be observed when starting a duel. Generally speaking, the duels you'll perform as a first year will be against your rivals. I'll give you a tip, he says. I don't even care. The more intense your rivalry is, the greater your triumphance will be when you whip the loser. Never been in a duel myself in this game, so I wonder how intrinsic it is. Like, I wonder if it just turns into an RPG at that point. Beyond that, there isn't too much to know about duels. When you win, you ensure that your opponent and their clique can't do anything hostile to you for a good long while. Of course, the same goes for you if you lose. The winner gets to triumph over the loser, who is sadly ridiculed by his friends and foes alike for the loss. Of course, either party may decide not to come, but those that chicken out like that are pretty much ridiculed no matter what. It's been known to have a professor step in and cancel a duel, but not too many students are willing to cash in their hard-earned favor for something so simple. You watch as a group of students at the other end of the bridge resolve their own crisis. Two of them step forward to meet Owen and Ignatia in the middle of the bridge. Now comes the drawing of the dual circle, Ignatius says. Each duelist and their second participants in drawing a dueling circle, the strength of which is determined by the skill one has in dueling circles. The circle's job is to maintain the agreed upon rules, though of course there's nothing that says a dueling circle can't be broken. This is a lot. Once the rules are agreed upon and the circle is set, the duelists, well, they duel. The 4 students on the bridge stand in a square, each raising her own wand, extending her arm towards the center of the square until the tips of each wand is touching. This part takes a few minutes. Ignatius says, "While we wait, is there anything I can teach you about?" This is a lot for something you may never do. So I can learn about dueling conduct, demi-tour, dueling circles, or dueling forms. Let's learn more about circles, I guess. Ignatius smiles. Dueling circles is all about making sure the rules are followed, or not as your whim dictates. Let me tell you a few secrets I've learned about this. Ignatius proceeds to tell you a few things about dueling circles that you hadn't known before. I'm guessing I got a skill up in that. As he wraps up his little speech, a circle of light slowly starts to expand from the joining of the group's wands. The light wavers and wobbles as it spreads. Ever so slowly, the light changes from a circular shape into an oval shape, and you realize what is happening even as Ignatius explains this. Circle is kind of a misleading term, he says. It always starts out as a circle, but as it grows, it takes on the shape it needs in order to encompass the dueling field. In this case, since the dueling field is a bridge, the circle becomes a rectangle. As you watch, the circle settles itself upon the bridge and with a single flash of brightness signals its readiness to ensure a fair and decent duel. As it turns out, the actual duel itself is somewhat anticlimactic. Ignatia and her rival square off as the seconds back away. As it turns out, the argument over first blood and wound was pointless. For the moment the duel starts, Ignatia casts a spell that knocks her opponent flat on her back. After a few seconds of hesitation, her second rushes forward to check on her, but the fading glow of the dueling circle tells the story. With her first blow, Ignatia won the duel. Owen gives you a wave as if inviting you to join the celebration, but spending too much time in the company of upperclassmen is a famously good way of inviting pack mule work. It's best that you just make a polite escape. This is interesting. So, I don't know if I like this. Apparently I can go back to the last adventure even though it's over. I don't think that's needed. I would much rather it just put that away, I guess. I don't know. That's really weird. I'm pretty sure that's how it worked in the last, before this update. It would just start a new paragraph and throw the last, adventure away. Interesting, though. You are walking down a crowded city street with some friends and friends of friends, including Avian Sinsabuix. Avian is nosy. She's always telling people things that they're doing wrong or mistakes that they've made. Oh, she sounds lovely. In the throng ahead, you see a woman drop something from her pouch. No one else seems to notice or care, but when you get to where it's fallen, you look down and see that she has dropped a handkerchief. It's not anything valuable as far as you can tell, but it's embroidered and monogrammed, so maybe it means something to her. If you give it back to her, maybe she will reward you. We don't have a lot of choices here, huh? That's a weird little glitch here. There should be a bubble right here. Maybe if I make the words smaller. Yeah. That's... Actually, it doesn't even let me read the full thing. Like... Oh, no. So here is too much. Okay, we're going to leave it at this one. That's a weird little glitch. So, where were we? So, we got 2 red choices, so let's just go with observation and see if we can get a bonus or something. You examine the handkerchief in your hand to see if there's any clue to whom it belongs. There are faint lines sewn with a fine thread in it. It almost appears that it might be a map, though you can't identify the place. Oh, and now we can do running, which I'm good at. So why do they mention her? Does she get brought up here? Like Evelyn. Like, why is she talked about in here? Don't worry about catching with her. Yeah. She just seems to randomly be part of the story for no reason. Okay, we're gonna run and return the map, hopefully. The mysterious markings might be a map, but who knows what it leads to or what it shows. The only person who knows is the woman who dropped it. You wonder what she will say when you give it back to her. You manage to catch her and breathlessly hand the item back. "Oh, thank you," she says. "Oh, this is very important. I can't believe I lost it. Thank you very much." You open your mouth to ask about the mysterious markings on it, but she interrupts you. "Well, I must be going. Very busy. Thank you again." She pushes a few coins into your hand and she is off again. She seems to not want to answer any questions or draw any attention to herself. What was on that handkerchief and why was it important? I better get money from this. So let's see, we finally used the Library of Longshade. I don't think I used this before. So our sleuthing is up by 1, so it's on level 3. So let's go over here by dialectic. So I just need to bring one more thing up, and we'll have level 3 dialectic in our skill. You increase your courtly fashion. Oh. Is that... Okay, I don't know if this is new or not, but it now says aesthetic skill. So it now tells me what sub-skill a skill is under. And we learned about some kind of catalog. And we increase our concentration, which is part of Inspell. Which I don't think that's important to us. It might be. I don't know. You never know what might be important to you. Dialectic went up. And our relationship with Luti Giaconelli went up. We went up in dueling circles. Again, I don't know if we'll ever duel in this game. I pretty much learned everything about dueling. So I have all the skills here. So if I wanted to bring that up, but no. And we got 3 Pims. I don't know. That handkerchief, she said it was important and she only gave me 3 Pims. Terrible. Alright, we learned about... We now get to hear what Prudence does all the time. And how are we doing on this? I believe we're doing pretty bad. Yep, last place. Good work, Durand.